Merry Christmas to you guys and a Happy New Year. This is 2023 and I hope you guys are having a blast. Here in Farming in Africa, we want to share with you our journey in 2022. What did we do? What did we accomplish? How was it like for us? I know you guys have seen the video through January till December, but I want to sit there and break it down to you month to month, what we did at the farm, what was the achievement for us, and basically share everything that we went through with you. So stay tuned and come with me and let's have that discussion. Welcome back, guys, and as I said, today we're going to be talking, not actually talking, but going on a review of everything that we have done, has happened, what we shared with you, what we didn't share with you over the past 12 months, which is 2022. It was such an exciting, memorable, and ambitious year for us here at Farming in Africa. And today I want to walk you guys through from month to month what we did. And I think it will be a jog in your memory as well, where you might remember, oh yeah, I remember seeing that video. Oh yeah, Fred told us this. So let's get right into it. But before that, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is the first video I'm recording this year, and I want to say, may God bless all of you. I hope your family and all your loved ones, you're having a wonderful new year. And as we go into 2023, you know, your visions about farming, agriculture becomes a reality. Let us know if we can help in making that happen. Let's dive right into it. So January, what happened in January? So if you guys can remember, I was in the US actually in December. So in January was when I decided to actually go and source the roots of brachiaria grass. There we go. So the root of brachiaria grass, it was in January when I was like, no, we need to bring this grass to Africa. I need to travel and go look for where can I get this on a larger scale and bring it to the continent. So in January, I went to Mexico. You guys saw the video when I arrived in Mexico. I was treated very nicely. Got to have a lot of meeting. Had a bit of vacation in Los Cabos as well, which I showed it to you guys. But it was truly the beginning of everything. So got brachiaria grass in January to Ghana, to West Africa. So I think that is the most significant thing that we did in January. Moving forward to February, what happened in February? So February, I moved to Ghana. So February, I moved my entire family from the US, California, all the way to Ghana because I realized that I wanted to really focus on everything that I was doing in Ghana. You guys know I have numerous things going on, but the agriculture, everything that I was doing, I really wanted to be here, present here, and be able to really give it the attention. So I moved the family here, which was a tough decision, but a decision that I never regret. I think this continent is home to many, but to me, I think there is so much that we all need to come back to give to, and therefore I never regret that decision. And going into 2023, I am still enjoying that my family is still here. So I know most of you are watching me from outside the country, you're thinking about moving back. I haven't regretted it a year into it now, so I hope that inspires you as well. Moving on to March 2022, what did we do? So in March was the first time we actually imported an exotic breed from South Africa to Ghana. So in December, I think I went to South Africa before December when I went to the US and sort of did the sourcing, met with the breeders and all the requirements and so on. And then we started really opening up for orders in January. And in March, we brought our first order. So it actually took us 2 months to gain our first order. As you guys know, we need about 50 livestock to be able to fill the crate, right? And also to be able to bring the price down a little bit for us, even though it's still very expensive. By March, we were able to bring our first breed, which was a very significant achievement for us because I think getting the right breed or starting with the right breed in livestock farming is definitely a huge thing and something you can, you know, dispute. So I think we being able to introduce this breed to the continent, not to the continent because it's in South Africa, but to West Africa, to Ghana, was a big milestone for us. And therefore, I think to the team and everybody, I think it's a huge kudos to all of us. And before I forget, in March as well, we actually started this shop. We started the Agro Store because you guys were asking so much for the brachyra grass, for everything that I was using at the farm. Therefore, I decided to actually start a store to be able to share those equipments, improved seeds, chemicals, vaccinations that I'm using with you guys. The vision for this store is broader, but I think we just started kicking out in March with the products, and I'm going to share more details as we enter into 2023, the vision for this store, because it's going to blow your mind. We have so much in store to support farmers in West Africa. So thanks to all of you that have visited the store. As you guys can see, I'm here. Hopefully, I know I've bumped into most of you, but hopefully if I haven't met you yet, one day I will meet you at the shop. So when you do come here, do to ask if I'm around so that we can have some chat. Let's move on to April. So what happened in April? So this is gonna lead to, I guess, our importation. So April was when we decided to crossbreed the Boer goats. So I brought in some local goats as well and decided to crossbreed it, where the Boer goats actually killed our local goat. So I think that was the most significant thing that happened in April. Not a huge success, but I think it's funny and it's something that most of you have also learned from. I also learned a lot through that process because I thought I could bring these huge goats, cross them with the local ones and start just producing. But it was the other way around, right? And now it has taught us and we've been able to bring a lot of female ones. So that was what happened in April 2022. May, what happened? Yes, May was a sad month for us. So in May, our farm got burned. You guys saw the video as well, where somebody was actually burning his farm and, you know, he just set the farm on fire, left home, and then instead of burning forward, it actually burned backwards and burned all our 11 acres of brachyra grass. So that was a very sad moment. It made me make some tough decisions at the farm, but lo and behold, we came back, it rained, and as usual, brachyra grass is just like any grass, you know, it just sprouted back beautifully. So that sad thing resulted in a joy after, even though there were some setbacks. Moving on to June. What happened in June? After in May, the grass got burned. As I said, we had to make a tough decision. So we had to separate our cows and take some to Sekwa, which is where I have the 100 acres of land, so that they can graze on that land. The initial intention about that land was actually to grow brachyra grass to cover the whole land and just harvest and process it as hay. It was never meant to graze directly, right? But because the grass was burned in May, in June we had to divide and take half of the livestock there, actually majority of it, so that we are not so constrained on food. So that is what happened in June. Moving on to July. What did we do in July? In July, I feel like was a good research for us. So Eric and I, we traveled to Uganda. We went to Uganda to learn more about goat farming and any other thing that we can learn in terms of livestock farming. I know Uganda, East Africa in general, is very advanced and ahead of West Africa when it comes to really proper livestock and paying more attention to livestock. So we went to Uganda, we met with Value Farm, we met with a few farmers there. We did a lot of content, we learned so much. So it was more of a learning process for us, trying to convince myself if goat farming is really, the journey for us. Moving on to August. So what happened in August? So in August, what we did was, outside brachyra grass getting burned, we decided to diverse our folder and start a new plant, which you all know is alfalfa. So in August, we started experimenting with alfalfa in Ghana. Even though I have actually experimented in the past, it was a failure. August, we had a huge success where our alfalfa grew very well. I think we have about 98% germination rate, and we actually were able to harvest alfalfa for the first time for our farm in Ghana. So I think that was a big win for us in August. And then moving on to September, right? But let me let you know, because I think just like human beings, if you eat one food, right, all the time. You get tired of it. So the goal was for us to have some alternative to brachial grass whilst feeding our livestock, right? So I think I just wanted to mention that. But in September, moving on to September, as you all know, is a rainy season. And one of the shocking things is we realized we couldn't access the farm for about over 2 weeks. Why? Because it rained heavily and the road was flooded. You guys saw the road. Nobody could cross. Motorbikes were drowning. People, it was literally covering you. So there's no way you can actually even walk through it. And that was a huge lesson. This year, I think we're going to try and do some road work leading to the farm so that as we enter into the rainy season again, we'll be able to prevent that from happening. But that was very shocking that, you know, you put in such an investment and you're blocked from actually attending to it, right? Which also caused a lot of damage and setback for us. So as I said, last year was just crazy, you know. You win, you lose, but in all, we were very positive. It was more of a learning curve for us, and which is what, you know, every small startup business sort of have to have that mentality to go through. So October, which is my birth month, I think October we really decided that we weren't going to go into poultry farm as a large scale. We were already having about 10,000 birds, right? We've invested into the structure, but the cost of feeding, the cost of maintaining it, and the current price that eggs and birds were sold, I think we decided not to. And therefore, my team and I decided to start the Poultry University, basically using our experience as a documentary for you guys that want to go into it. So we started recording right from the scratch. If you haven't watched that, go to our YouTube playlist, search for Poultry University, and you'll be able to see all the video that we did, from buying your land, building your pen, feeding, formula, everything that you need to know about poultry farm in one folder before you start. So we decided to give that out as a gift to you after our experience for 2 years, right? And then we moved to November. What happened in November? In November was exciting. November was mostly a breeding season. We started our first Kalahari Boa goat started giving birth. So that was really, really big for us because it was the first generation of Boa goats, Kalahari goats, Savannah goats that have given birth to in Ghana in our farm. So it was a fruitful month for us, which I think over the months we've had several births, but that was a true joy for us. Lastly, in December, what are we doing now? So in December, what did we do? I think we made a decision to go into commercial goat farming by selling all our cows. So in December, we sold all our cows. We sold over 100 cows. Now we have maybe about 12. We still probably will sell a few and just keep about 5 or 6 for experimental and for, you know, our L&D session and so on and so forth. Yeah, December we sold all our cows and we are going into goat farming. I have so many videos that I need to record and bring to you guys about how the goat project is going, what we are doing, details, structure, cost, design, everything. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Thank you guys so much for being with us throughout this year. And as you guys can see, it was such a fruitful, joyful learning curve for us in 2022. And we want to thank you so much for sticking around with us, sharing our videos with your friends. And I hope as you go into this new year, you can start achieving those goals, those dreams, those aspirations that you guys have been having through this channel or through your passion. And let us know, as I said, if we can be of help at any time. But as we go into this year, we're going to release more video about what the future looks like for farming in Africa, what it looks like for sementia farms, and all the innovative things that we are thinking about doing. I want to wish all the team as well a happy new year, and without them this couldn't have been possible. So be kind with them when you speak to them on phone, on WhatsApp, because together we're making this happen for all of us, and we're imparting all the life of farmers in Africa. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week with another video.